This is the first episode of the Evil Doers podcast. We're going to be talking about wants, world, and women today. Hope you guys enjoy. Thank you for tuning in.
Yep.
First episode of the Evil Doers podcast, man. I don't know about y'all, but I'm excited.
Hell yeah.
I'm
Get
excited.
her
I'm
done.
excited. All right. So, I guess the first order of business, I just want to do a quick host introduction. With us today, we got Dub, aka C Dubs. We got Big Squeezy, aka Jay.
Yep.
Dub, you want to talk a little bit about yourself? Let everybody know who you are.
Oh, I'm C Dub, 39 years old, proud parent, father, all that good stuff. Just on here to bring my little vibe on. Coming from an older gentleman, you know what I mean, and older generation. That's who C Dub is.
That's what's up. That's what's up. And then we got the little crash out himself. We got Jay. Go ahead, Jay. Introduce yourself.
Yo, it's your boy Jay. 19, I'm part of the younger generation, Gen Z. Just here to have fun. I'm also a gamer. Follow me on Twitch, the Dawn Live. I'm on almost every night.
That's what's up. That's what's up. And then you got me, the big Don Dada. People call me Meat Spooky, Jay. I'm 27 years old, ripe old age. I'm trying to I'm a recovering crash out. So I'm trying to be the calm generation now and transition to something a little bit different. So that being said, I'm glad you got to meet us. And we're going to talk to y'all tonight about 3 the hard way, the wants, world, and women. And we're going to give y'all a little spin off and talk to y'all a little bit about different generations' viewpoint on different things. If this is not something that you guys are, if y'all don't fuck with it, hey, but share it, let somebody else know about it. So just for our first little thing, we're talking about wants and what do we want as 3 individuals, 3 different generations. So Chris, take that away, man. What's going on?
Well, we talking about wants, world, women. I mean, you talking about the Dwelly album, one of the best albums there was. So, it's basically about what we go through as men, what our wants are, what we go through in the world, and how the relationships are with the woman. What y'all think?
Man, I think that's definitely
I
something
think
that's
it's
a little
fallen off through the years.
right. I can definitely agree with that wholeheartedly.
Personally, my
What do you
opinion.
mean? What do you mean? What are you talking about when you say it's falling off? You think the wants, the world, the women, or all of it?
I would say the women aspect. I'm not disrespectful to women. It's just we're so against each other nowadays that I don't see it.
So, like,
I feel
what
that.
do you think? I know at least from my standpoint, just like an overall, I know like the woman. I feel like it's a little bit different from, like our grandparents' age. Like I don't think it's very much like let's have kids settle down. There's a whole bunch of different cultures out there, like cheating cultures, and it's just it's all over the place. Personally, like, what do you feel about it,
Right.
Chris?
Oh man, I mean, when we're talking about the generations, each generation was completely different. You know how our grandparents and their grandparents or their parents grew up is completely different on how we grew up and our parents,
100%.
how they grew up. So it's completely different. I mean, let's be honest. Technology is at our fingertips. You can get a little bit of everything that you want or need on the technology side, and or just on these devices like the iPhones, iPads, everything. You can get a little bit of everything. I mean, come on, even DoorDash,
Right.
you can order food right online. How it was for our grandparents and our parents back in the day, they didn't have that technology.
Right. And how's that like different for you, Jay? Like, how does like hearing our side of like how it's a little bit about how like when we grew up, how does it different for your perspective and coming through your eyes?
Definitely way different. Like what T Dubs just said, the technology's all over the place. Crazy amount of stuff happening now these days. I mean, there was crazy stuff back then. Not gonna say there wasn't, but yeah, that's my standpoint.
For sure. So we're gonna segue straight into wants and our aspirations, our success, money, peace, fun, and all the stuff that shift over time. Like that being said, Jay, like what is your goals and aspiration for you, and what is something that you see yourself doing, and and even how would you even go about getting there? Like, where do you start?
Well, where I would start from is to continue college. What I'm doing right now, I'm in my
Sure.
second semester.
Man, congrats.
Um, my overall goal is just be financially stable, and what I see myself doing in the future is being a federal agent, FBI, CIA, one of those two, or a or home defense.
For sure, for sure. And do you like?
That's dope. That's dope. What
That's what
about
I'm
you, Leach?
saying.
What are your aspirations, your success? Where do you see yourself for the next 10 years? Where you at right
Ooh,
now?
man. Uh, well, if y'all haven't noticed or known yet, Dub is my oldest brother, man. This is my homeboy. This is my bestie right here.
Yes, sir.
And then
Already know.
Jay is my nephew, and
Yep.
I we kind of started this little company that we're doing, this little media company, Jump Off. And I do a streaming and editing, and I eventually want to be kind of the person that somebody goes to when they're starting to stream, and I can kind of give them fresh ideas, get them started with logos and business plans and business models, and be able to kind of take that and run with it one day. um right now I stream. That's a chore in itself, man. It's definitely hard because you gotta be just humble to what you're already doing, even if you feel like, oh, I should be so much farther. You just gotta accept that everything's a journey. Even like the biggest people like Kai Cenat and people that we all look up to, they started from humble beginnings and had to start from the bottom and make it all the way up there. You know. So what about you,
Well,
Dub?
how's that translate for you though? You had said about the media company that you're starting, and just how you know as a family we're doing things. How is that? How does that correlate with you in your age bracket in your generation? Like, is it something that is a fly by night for your generation, or is it something that you guys are sticking to build something for your kids and your kids and their kids, and then your generations to come?
Well, I definitely see it like that too. Um, I definitely want to build generational wealth based off of like what I'm starting. And I think the fact that like we're all in our own different bracket, but we can all come together under like one umbrella is kind of crazy because a lot of people can't see their family kind of inputting different things on top of that, and and staying in kind of one net. Somebody feels like somebody's got to shine a little bit higher than the other, or somebody's doing a little bit more, but when everybody has their own thing and we kind of just close knit the way we are, it's like it's kind of magical at the end of the day when you really think about it, because it's like
True, true.
What you mean
everybody
by
has their own things.
what you mean by that is like there's no family competition. We're all on the same page. Is that what you mean?
Yeah, like I feel like sometimes we get a little hard headed. Sometimes we jump bad with each other just based off of whatever is going on. But at the same time, I feel like we are all equal. Like we're all comparative. We're all on the
Facts.
same level playing ground. Like if Jay starts his streaming, I'm gonna make sure that whatever I can do in my power, I'm gonna get him right. If Chris needs something or Dub needs something, I will make sure that I can do whatever in my power to kind of help boost him up. And likewise for all of us. And that's something that a lot of people streamer wise, everybody kind of builds their their own little circle with people outside of their family, and I want to be able to one. I want to be one of the only people who is incorporating my whole family, like kind of like how DDG goes. He has like
Right.
Yeah.
everybody in his family, like Dub and Woo Wop and all of them, all kind of joining in, and he built them up too. To a point where they don't have to work, and they're financially free, and that's something that I seek highly.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely, man. I think that's a dope thing. You know what I love right now is that we have three different generations on our podcast, so there's a different perspective on each thing about what we're talking about tonight, which is Once World of Women. Each of us has a different take on it. Each of us also has different wants, and also we all probably have different tastes in women and what we're seeking. You know what I mean, as relationships, marriage, or what, etc. So
For
I
sure.
think that's really dope to see. We have different perspectives, but all different three generations are basically on the same page. We want to be successful. We want to make money for our family, and shoot, we want peace. We want success. We want all of that above to have a nice, comfortable life. Basically.
For sure.
Mm-hmm.
Now, my next question is really kind of geared towards Jay. Like, Jay, do you think it's kind of a difference between age gaps, or, just Dub being the oldest one, me being the second oldest, and you being kind of like the baby, kind of in a different generation? Do you feel like all of our wants and our needs and stuff like that is all a little bit different based off our age, or you kind of all everything kind of fits on the same bracket?
I believe, I believe that we all kind of want the same thing, but of course it's gonna be different. Not gonna sit here and say, "Oh, we all want the same thing because we're family." No, I mean, come from different generations. Yeah, sure, we're gonna have different wants and needs, but I mean, we are family at the end of the day. We kind of honestly want the same thing.
For sure, I definitely understand that. And what about you?
Yeah.
What about you, Dub? Like, how do you feel with that same
I
question?
mean, we all, I'll pick it back on what Jay said. Um, we all want the same thing, but because we have all different generations, it's not going to be necessarily the same wants as it was maybe back in the day. So, like,
Mm,
for our grandfathers, for our grandparents, they wanted stability and respect. That was different back then. They grew up a different way where they had to work hard. There was also requirements in the home. As now, their children, it's a little bit different. They may want more materialistic things, or they want that house with the
mm,
picket fence.
for
And
sure.
now, like, we talk about Jay, which is the youngest one. It's more of what we see now on was really probably more materialistic, which is not an issue. But they want like the freedom, they want the soft life, and they also want things like, you know, iPhone 17 or the PlayStation 6.
Right.
Those are
Mm-hmm.
more of those types of things where it's a more materialistic situation because of what the world can provide as of right now.
Mm,
I
I
definitely
definitely
do
understand.
agree with that.
100%. I feel like even looking back, Dub, like when we look back, did you even think like just social media would even be like this big? Like when you were younger, did you ever think that we would be wanting to live our life on social media and then show it to other people and them getting inspired and maybe wanting to do the same thing? Like, did you think that would ever been an aspect ever?
Man, I didn't even think about that. That's a good question because when we were growing up, there was only AOL Instant Messenger.
Mm,
There was we picked up the telephone, but to go rewind back, there was you would go outside with your friends to play kickball, and
mm.
you had to go inside when the lights turned on. You know what I'm saying? We didn't have the technology at our fingertips. We had our families outside talking, having a good time on a summer day. We out there playing, football, baseball, whatever it is we was doing, freeze tag, hide and go get it, whatever. And it was different. We were allowed to stay out past that light because our families was outside.
Right.
Now it's a different story where you have technology. You know, I, I can know where my kids are at any given time because I got their location. Who would have ever thought that I would have their
Right.
location? I can see exactly where they are through a GPS. It wasn't like that at all. So
Right.
it's completely different. I didn't never see all of this come into play. I mean, you can talk online, how we game and stream. We're playing online. We can talk to somebody that's in England for all we care. So
Right.
it wasn't like that. You had to old fashioned pick up the phone, and even, Meet, you can attest to this. When we were growing up, you had the house phone, and we had the three-way. But if you tied up the line, mom and dad was gonna be like, "Yo, get off that line. I got another call that I'm expecting." So, like, that's where we grew up
Right.
to the point where you can have multiple people on the phone. You can even FaceTime for wherever you are. So it has
Right.
its pros and cons. It's more convenient, but when are we going to get back to the whole kind of let's get together in person, let's chop it up in person, like just that more intimate type of a bond than it is now. I mean, of course, technology is at our fingertips, so we can have what we want at any given time. Hey,
Mm.
and we talk about once right now, so we can have it at any time, right? But
Right.
back then, you really can have it like that.
Mm-hmm.
Mm. So, Jay, like looking at giving it back to you, no Diddy. Uh, uh, uh no Diddy, but uh, yo, I mean, well, like all just aside, like,
Mm-hmm.
uh, just your upbringing. How does that shape your desires? Like what you want to do in life? Do you feel like I don't know if you want to give out where you were born and raised or anything, but being from where you were, did that kind of, change, the way you felt or how you were feeling, based off your environment, or do you just feel like eventually you would have just came through to that?
What do you mean, like? Run that by me one more time, sorry.
So like, being born from a city, you're a city
Mhm.
boy, you know what I'm saying? Do
Yeah.
you feel like social media and being from the city kind of go hand in hand, or did you feel like you were just drawn to it based off of just everything you see on social media? Like, did you
I
feel
would
like you
say,
were gonna be a streamer? Did you feel like you were gonna just, be like a regular daily, desk job person? Like, what did you feel?
well, coming from New York City, Brooklyn. Shout out to Brooklyn.
Shout out to
No,
Hood,
not
BK.
gonna lie.
hood.
No, when I was younger, I always wanted to stream. Always wanted to do a YouTuber. I would always watch my favorite YouTubers like Jacksepticeye or Markiplier,
Shout out to
Quirk's
them.
Kitchen, all that. I didn't really put an account where I came from, and like, oh, work a desk job. No, not really.
Mm,
Like, sure, you're from the city, want a desk job. Not me. I want to go out, see the world. I
God.
went out the country. My first time went to Dominican Republic. It was fun. I want to do that again. I don't think I want to stay in the city when I was younger, but now I kind of want to go back.
Mm,
Not for like a full-time thing, probably for a little bit, because some of the money's up there, like Wall Street stuff like that.
for sure. So, just a quick little segue. What was the dumbest thing y'all ever wanted so bad, but it was just like looking back and all the work you put into it, was it worth it? What was that for you, Jake? What's the dumbest thing you ever wanted? I mean, like you was just tooth and nail, you was scratching just to get it, and then you
Right,
got
had
it.
to have it. Had to have it.
Okay, it sounds kind of silly, but it was it was Call of Duty Vanguard. Wanted that super bad because zombie is it was zombies in a while. Haven't played zombies in a while. I wanted it. I got it and it was horrible. So I was like, damn, I got this for no
Waste of
reason.
it. What about you, Doug?
The dumbest thing. I
It's
mean,
a dumb. I mean, just the stupid. You like, damn, I did all that for nothing.
you know what? Let's go back real quick down memory lane. So back in the day,
Uh huh.
I ain't that old.
Story time. Story time.
We used we there was always like a different thing that came out when we were growing up. Each year there was a special toy or a game or video game that came out. Back then, yo-yos were a big thing.
Oh yeah.
The Dunkin' yo-yos were a
Yeah.
big thing. So I had a Dunkin' yo-yo, had it was cool, but then you had the more advanced yo-yos that lit up, that had all the bells and whistles, that cost everything. I bought a yo-yo. Remember, I saved my money up, went to Spencer's. Y'all know about Spencer's. Some of y'all need to stay
Man.
out of there. It's crazy
Old
work.
school
Don't go all
Spencer's
the way in the
was
back.
different.
What?
Yeah, don't go all the way in the back because you're gonna find some stuff. But anyway,
Hey yo!
That's,
so,
that's some crazy
So,
shit back there.
Oh,
we used to get these
gonna get a hit
yo-yos
with
and
a
it lit it
Savoy
up. They were the best thing since sliced bread. But once I got it, it was just like, all right, I got it. What's the next trend?
Yeah.
It was about the trend and about what we wanted, and maybe it was about what we saw others had. And like Meech, you can attest to this. When we're growing up, our parents gave us, what we needed, what we wanted. We had everything. So
Yeah.
it was more so of like the little things that our parents would say, well, if it's something that you really wanted, you would save up your money that you had to pay for. As in Jay's generation, it's a little different. You can get a little bit of everything. We'll give it to them because they're spoiled. Let's be honest. Which is again not a bad thing, but everything is at your fingertips now, as opposed to back in the day, it was a little harder to get. You had to jump through hoops to go. I mean, come on, even the sneaker releases. Who's going to stand in the line?
Yeah, you don't gotta do all that no more.
You don't have to do all that.
That is over with.
You got the plug to do that. You can hit up the plug. Got you a fresh pair of 13s. You know what I'm saying? So it's different, man. But that's, I would say, the most dumbest thing that I ever purchased. That I was just like, damn. Beach, what about you? What's the dumbest thing that you ever bought?
Ooh.
That you really wanted it. You got it.
Like, I need it so bad, man.
I would say I didn't buy it, but story time. I never forget. We had cousins over at the house. We had shout out to Nate and Serena. We had them come over, and this is back when iPods was kind of getting it was kind of getting good. But
it was.
I remember Serena had an iPod Touch, the fourth generation. I never forget that thing as long as I was. I remember everybody had an iPod Touch. I remember damn near boo-hoo crying, trying to get my dad to literally buy me one. And I never forget, she came to the house and I wanted one so bad. I was like, dang. Part of me almost wanted to jump her just for the joint. I almost put dukes on this girl just for the joint.
Put them paws on.
I'm telling you. And I'll never forget, I remember Christmas came around. It was right at Christmas. And they had wrapped the presents and put it on the tree a little early this year. And I never forget, I seen that box. I just knew it was that box. And I remember me and the thing, we was both sitting there, and I was like, bro, this is an iPod right there. He's like, bro, you think it is? And I'm like, yeah. So I tore the piece of paper a little bit just to see if it was. I couldn't see it. So my dumb ass just flat out opened the joint and put it under the tree. And I opened it. I was like, oh, we had a whole thing downstairs. And I put it back under the tree. Well, mine and dad, they were like, they just so happened. I'm telling you, parents got intuition. If y'all don't believe it, I'm trying to tell you, parents got intuition.
They do.
So
they do.
My dad were upstairs, and they were like, oh, we're going to let you open up a present early. And I'm like, oh, okay. Thinking in the back of my head, please don't tell me that they about to tell me to go there. They're like, go down there and get that little box. It was like a little box about yay big, yay wide. Go get that joint. I never, I probably shit a brick, like straight joint. Like I was farting all over myself because I knew I had to go bring that junk to them. Listen, shout out to mom and dad. They still let me have it.
Shout outs to
They
y'all.
made me
Yes,
they
sir.
made me feel like I wasn't gonna get it, but they still gave it to me. So shouts out to them for that because I will never forget. I was devastated when they were like, "We gonna take this back because I don't know why you did this," and So that being said, shout out to y'all. Now they had to give
For
it to me.
sure.
For
For
sure.
So
sure.
so that being said,
Absolutely.
we're gonna talk about a little. We're gonna change it up. This is gonna get a little solemn. This is gonna get a little serious. We're gonna talk about the world and how the world sees us. Now
We
we
are the
are.
world. We
I'm
are the
telling you.
children.
So
He pulled out
this
the Michael
man's
Jackson
crazy.
short.
Yeah. So being black men in different areas, the social changes, what we identify as, stereotypes, I guess the climate of everything going on nowadays. Like,
Wow.
what, like, I let's just talk current events. You might as well. This is where
Yeah.
this is where we about to. If you was watching or you're thinking about watching, if you hear this part, you're probably gonna be like, this is where I click off.
Right, right.
Charlie
Or
Kirk.
maybe
Let's go
stay.
ahead and say it. Let's go ahead and say it. Charlie Kirk.
Well, I'm gonna say this. Rest in peace to him.
Oh God.
He didn't deserve it.
Mm-mm.
However, didn't
However,
agree with what he had to say about us as a culture, as black men. Um, just the stereotype you talked about. You know, the identity that we have, what we have to go through as black men. I feel like him as a Caucasian man or white man, I feel like he can identify, of course, what we go through. He can speak on it because look, he's basically he was a social influence. He couldn't understand from our standpoint of being black. He will
Right.
never know what it means, and not again. Rest in peace to him. We want him to sleep in peace, but anybody else that's alive and well and that's white or Caucasian, whatever you want to say, they will never know what it is to be a black man and what we have to go through on a day-to-day basis. Even if you're
Telling you.
mixed, it's a little bit hard
Yeah,
to understand what we go through.
I'm telling you.
What you guys think about it? What? Man, there's so much we can go on this, but what y'all think? What are y'all stake on it?
Like what C-Dub said, I do agree. Some of the things he said was kind of crazy, especially speaking on the black community. But no one shouldn't. It's politics. No one should ever die for politics. Rest in
That's what
peace.
I'm
I
saying.
pray for his family. It's just it's politics. You shouldn't kill someone over politics. It's crazy. Sure, I didn't agree with something he said. Maybe, and I'm not gonna sit here and say I didn't agree with everything he said. I agreed with some things he said. I'm gonna say it. I agreed with something he said.
Yeah,
But that doesn't mean you killed a man for it. And like the guy who killed him, kind of weird for doing it. Just saying, kind of weird. Like you need
Facts.
to get some help.
Facts.
Beach, what you think about it, man? Like,
We all know I am the terrorizer of this group. So I would say this from starting by saying this. Rest in peace. Rest in peace, man. No man should ever be shot and killed for the way they feel, believe, the way they think. Now, that being said, I got that out the way. You live how you died. It was talking out the side of your neck. I feel like although this man did not deserve what the type of treatment he got, at the same time, when you were alive, you did nothing but divide, separate, talk down upon. You did nothing but spread hate. And it's sad because a lot of people, even church folks, be like so engulfed with this stuff, and I'm like,
Right, right,
you
right.
know, it's
Yeah.
crazy that you call yourself a Christian. I mean, God said, not everybody that calls him Lord, is basically a believer. But that being
True.
said, how do you call yourself being a Christian and loving people when you are okay with being in the midst of people who down certain groups, certain beliefs, and certain identities
Mm.
as a human being? Like that to me is beyond me. But like I said, rest in peace, buddy.
Right.
That's all I got to say about it.
I mean, let's compare a little bit. We're talking about black men. We're talking about us as black men in America.
Right.
Um, I listen. I didn't like. He deserved the burial. He deserved what was right to him. But look at it. Martin Luther King didn't get a big funeral where he flew on Air Force One. They didn't bury him like that.
Yeah.
Why does he get one? What makes him
Yeah.
special than Martin Luther King that marched for civil rights, for us to be in the same classroom to get the same rights that everybody else does?
That's facts.
Why does he get an all big funeral? Air Force One, the whole nine. What y'all think about that? I didn't like that. I felt like he, it was like he ate from a silver platter that he didn't. He was different than everybody else. What makes him different than Martin Luther King Jr. that fought for us, that stood up for us, that marched,
The
and
melanin in
for
their
what was
skin.
right? True,
That's it.
true. Jay, what you think? In your generation, now when you seeing, you know, me and Misha saw a lot of stuff growing up and can attest to certain things of what we've seen on TV and injustice. But what your age and your generation, what do you feel about that?
Kind of crazy. I mean, they're both human beings. They should get the same equal amount of respect in a burial. And I would say the racism has definitely gone down but up during the years because Trump has been president. Says crazy stuff on the news. Everyone's just cheering. I'm like, this guy's crazy. Like, y'all elected him twice. But hey, I'm not a political person. I personally don't care. I only really care what they do for this country. And going back to what you said, I, it's crazy. As human beings, we should get a proper burial, even if we didn't like the person. That's what I'm standing at right now.
Beach, what about you? What do you think about how he got the whole motorcade? He got everything. I mean, I, Martin Luther King Jr. didn't even get that.
They treated him like he was a martyr, and I don't agree with it. I personally don't see him as a martyr. Like I said, you live how you died, talking outside your neck. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, misery likes company, hatred and hatred,
Pretty much.
and hatred loves a crowd. So that being said, it was only fitting that it happened the way it happened. It's truly sad that it is that way. And one thing that I definitely didn't understand or don't understand, even to this day, it's like this happened in Utah, and I don't know if you guys were even aware, but they were issuing death threats to HBCUs and stuff all over the world, or all over the country. And I'm looking at it, I'm like, well, like, how does that correlate if the shooter was white and he was a very, very prominent right wing person, and himself and his belief? How does that correlate with black people always being kind of like the end all be all for everything? It's like something that happened and somehow it goes back to rest in peace George Floyd. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's always a comparative. It's always a compare and contrast with things that happen. Like I personally don't understand that.
It's always an argument. Everyone wants to argue over stupid stuff.
Yeah,
That's what I
and
see.
it's just
pretty
like
much.
at the end of the day, he's still a human. He still had kids. You know, he has a wife. I feel like that being said, that should be like even more reason to be like, okay, well, this man was murdered because of his beliefs. Maybe it's for a reason. You know what I'm saying? Maybe this is the opportunity for us to come together as one and come together, you know, and be a thing, you know, and be a little bit better as a people towards each other. I mean, you had a
Of course.
9/11 that
Yeah.
happened. You didn't really see nothing about 9/11 happen. And, you know, rest in peace to all the fallen there. You know, all the fallen people there.
Yeah.
And but the fact that a girl, which we gonna call bring light to that. There was a lady who was stabbed basically to death on the bus that same
Right.
day.
Yeah.
Nobody really heard about that, but it was like it
Right.
was just the fact that he was shot and who he was. It created as much tension and ripple and between people, and that to me, I don't believe that's a fair thing.
Yeah. I mean, again, we're rest in peace to him.
Mm.
It's a touchy subject because we're African American men. We're strong men, and we want the same as anybody else. But I mean, what's not right is not right. I mean, there was some really nasty things that he had to really say about us, and so
Mm.
like Misha said, what can we do? This is a time where this is happening for a reason. This is the time to really come together and to stand as one. But unfortunately, we're living in the last days where
Correct.
things are going to get much harder, more intense. We're going to start seeing these things that the Bible talks about in the end times and the end days. So
Mm.
we
Right.
have to be prepared as a people. Um, you know, and you had touched on about the girl that got stabbed. I mean,
Rest in
let's
peace.
be honest, mental illness is running rampant.
Mm.
And just kind of be like the forefront of what's going on, and we have to be, um,
Stronger as a
we
people.
absolutely,
Facts.
absolutely, we have to be definitely as strong as people, educating ourselves, and also, making sure we're checking our mental and we're going to counseling and therapy and things like that to help us, get through, um, a tough time.
Mm.
Facts. So
So
do y'all think? Go ahead.
I like to ask this question. How do you feel about the situation about the girl getting stabbed in the bus? Because I've seen on TikTok people saying they don't care, which I think it's crazy because that's still a human being, and
Right.
just make everything about race. I'm like, okay, yeah, that happened. Sure, it was a black man, but people BLMs or black people saying they don't care. That's still a human being. You were fighting for a human being back in 2020. Why can't we do the same now? Just because it's a different race? No, we're still human beings. No difference.
Yeah. I mean, as people, I feel like we have lost the compassion. Like, you know what I'm saying? I feel like we
Right.
lost
Absolutely.
the I got you and you got me. The neighborhood vibes. Like, I see you, and just because I see you, I care for you. Like a lot of
Mhm.
people lost that way. Like lost that light. And I feel like like most people say, excuse
Bless
me,
you.
we're living in the end times, and
Yeah.
I mean, it's only gonna get worse before we realize it. It's only gonna get worse, and that's a terrible thing to think about. But
It's the sad truth.
you know, we can hope that
Very true.
we can lead more people into the right direction and divide them. But do
Pretty
y'all?
much. I mean, it's crazy how we're living in this time. I mean, let's look back at what we talked about these times now years ago, and now that we're actually living them. That brings me to the next question I have for both of you guys.
Mhm.
How are you guys navigating through work, your everyday life, your personal life, education? the different things that's going on with the government, the police. What's you guys take on that? Where are you guys at with everything? How are you guys navigating or maybe even coping through these tough times for both you guys?
I mean, personally, I think the best navigation or the best guide to just anything in life nowadays is just being authentic, being peaceful, and just treating people like they're humans. Treating people with love and kindness. You know, you got to lead with grace. You know what
Right.
I'm saying?
Mhm.
If
Oh,
I see
that's so
you,
good, bro. That's
yeah,
good.
lead with grace, lead with love. You know, I try to give respect to just anybody until you give me a reason to be disrespectful. You know what I'm saying? I used to believe in matching people's demons, and if I see you acting crazy, I'm act crazy because that's the type of person I am. But now I don't even see it like that. I see it as maybe this person's going through something. Let me see if I can reach out and maybe, you know, be a little bit better. But even then, if somebody's not, willing to reach out and take your hand, hey, I'm gonna release you with love. I'm gonna keep you at a distance with love. You know, that's all I got for you.
Mhm.
But don't get things misconstrued out here. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Don't disrespect and don't think things are taken lightly. You know what I'm saying? Don't come crazy if I ain't never come for you. It's how I feel.
Man, that's good. Jay, what do you think? With the times we're having right now, how are you navigating
Well,
work and school and education and just everything, personal life? How you navigating through everything?
I just try to do the best I can. Personally, with school and work, I just do what I can. Just do the best at it. School, I just do the best at it. I navigate through life. I show respect. I give respect. I don't take disrespect. That's just me. I just
Right,
treat everyone the same. You come at me crazy, I'm either gonna ignore you or tell you off. Simple as that. I
Right.
try to live by simple principle. Give respect. If they don't like it, just move on with your day. Be kind to everyone. How my parents tell me, just be kind to everyone. Be treated like how you want to be treated, and just keep my head high. Leave, going steady. Not looking for any trouble, and that's how I live.
right,
I think that's good, man. I think also too, me and Meech are older, but Jay's a little more younger, so his generation is completely different than the world in the way he sees the world and things like that. So I think that's a great um, way of looking at it, especially um, you being a young man and seeing the world in this crazy time now. As me and Meech, we saw how we spoke about these times years ago, and now we're actually living it.
right.
So it's just crazy. I mean, it's unbelievable, man. It's unbelievable.
Thanks. Yeah, I believe like the influence of shows and black shows growing up, and do you feel like those things definitely play a part in just either how we react to things or how we don't react to things? Like, do you feel like social media maybe plays a bigger role in the way somebody sees another group of people or sees anything? Do y'all feel like it's a little bit different?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, let's take for example, like shows or movies like a show like Good Times or even the movie Black Panther. What's the way they see us? First of all, we were able to get a African American black man to play as a superhero when
Right,
there was a Batman or an Iron Man that wasn't like us. We were able to see somebody that I want to say look up to, but we admire as a superhero, as someone that's on the Marvel or you know um, movies and things like that. It's so crazy to see how people view us in those lights, not only in real life but on the shows.
right,
They look at us like we're come from a impoverished neighborhood and we don't have or look like them or have the money we have like them, or it's completely different, man, how they see us. And to your point, they definitely view us differently, and they definitely correlate those types of shows with how we
Right.
live and the way we going through things versus how they live and how they go through things,
Right.
how their families are versus our family.
Jay, how do you feel about that?
I definitely do agree. Um, the influence of social media nowadays, I feel like it goes both ways because we're seeing pretty good, but there's also people out there who are just ignorant and just spreads hate for no reason, just because they can. It's crazy in my opinion. But I mean, hey, you do you. Not gonna argue with you because you're sad. That's just me.
I feel like it's
Yep.
pretty. I feel like it's a little. It's pretty crazy to see like how even just back to like comic books and stuff like predating, a little bit. I don't even know if you guys knew, but did y'all know the first black comic book superhero was in 1947, and his name was Lion Man,
That's
and it was
crazy.
just a single issue comic from All Negro Comics. Like, that was like the first depiction of a black man in comic book. And that was in 1947. You know what I'm saying? And
Yo,
then,
that is so crazy.
shout out to Marvel and DC and making, different superheroes like, Black Panther, Falcon, Luke Cage. I didn't even know this one comic, it's
Mr.
called
Terrific.
Waku. It's called Waku, the Prince of Mantu. That's something I didn't even know about. You know what I'm saying?
Man,
Mhm.
That was in 1954. That comic came out. It was even before Black Panther. He headlined his own feature in Marvel comic. So shout out to Marvel. You know what I'm saying? Marvel has
shout
been,
out to Marvel, man. Do the
man.
damn thing.
Exactly.
Yeah, like
I mean,
it's
she got some heavy hitters too. They got Mr.
man.
Terrific.
Yeah.
They got. I'm trying to think.
You said DC, right?
Yeah,
You
they
got
got Mr.
You
Terrific.
got Ralph Jackson, John Stewart, Black Lightning. You know, and like it's cool to depict like different
Static Shock.
dominant black figures in and stuff, and not depicting them as in how some things they say violence and showing the worst in a group of people, it sells. Like they have like shows like Baddies out where you know women are beating black women, just beating the shit out of each other. You know what I'm saying? You got you got shows like that out, and we have nothing. It's like we don't have a whole bunch of positive stuff, really going, unless you really kind of have to take that dig and dig and dig, to be able to get to it. And I
Right.
just think it's a little, it's pretty crazy that we, have those type of, people to look up to, and even people
Well,
outside of our race that are still showing love to us, despite everything else going around them.
absolutely. I mean, we grew up as kids. We didn't really have that. Uh, but just thinking about everything. Side note: did you guys know that Howard the Duck, old show, I love the show, the old movie? I'm sorry, not a show. Howard the Duck is part of Marvel.
Yeah, I know he's
Really?
part of Marvel Comics.
Yeah,
Yeah,
never
he was
knew
in.
that.
No.
Yeah, he was
Yeah,
in.
he is.
He was in Guardians of the Galaxy, the first one.
Oh, that's true.
It's crazy, right?
Dang.
Crazy. I know we trying not to get outside, but I was just thinking about that. That Howard the Duck, as old as that movie is, I mean, that must have been the '80s, probably. Um, shoot,
Yeah.
Howard the Duck was Marvel.
Yeah, 1986 Marvel, New Breed of Hero.
Yep.
That is crazy.
Yeah, Howard the Duck. So shout out to Howard the Duck.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm
Do the
getting
man.
damn thing, my boy.
Yeah.
EA Sports is in the game.
Yo,
So,
wow, that's crazy.
damn. This is, I know a lot of people hate or they hate on this man. Shout out to Terry Crews. Or everybody hates Chris for being a good black. Oh, cause boy,
Yeah.
like you really think, like let's really be for real. Like we if we really gonna call a spade, like this man was really holding down the fort. With a whole bunch of badass kids. You know,
Yo, they need to come up with a new show or a spinoff or something like that. Because you know what, that show, I don't know if it was syndicated or not, but I mean, shout out to Chris Rock too, man, for making that show and putting them all on. I just think that what we see, we see the black shows like Good Times and like Blackish and like um, that show as well. But we also have shows that we also watch like Home Improvement,
mhm,
Boy Meets World. You had those things that the families were, the black families didn't look like that. The white families, this is what the standard family looked like.
mhm,
As we were
Yeah, the
depicted as something
nuclear.
completely different.
I know exactly
right,
what you're talking about. The nuclear family with the two parents, two kids, one dog.
Yeah,
right,
pretty much. So it's so different how it is, and how, also too, we can't forget technology plays a big role in these shows and these movies, but
facts.
we got to be represented just like they are too as well. We are somebody. We can change the world. We can make a difference. Excuse me, just like everybody else. So, it's just crazy. But I had a question for you guys.
Yeah,
What do
facts.
you guys think about the Black Lives movement? And what do you guys think about DEI? At work. What do you guys think about that? Because it all works hand in hand. I don't know if you guys saw um, Pastor Jamal Bryant. Shout outs to him.
Mm,
Um, he was like a call to action that he called to Target, basically saying like, "Hey, you need to represent us in a good light. We shop your stores, and once they didn't support the DEI, you know, Pastor Jamal Bryant was, basically had made a call to action saying, "Hey, listen, you know what? You guys are not going to support us just like we're supporting you. We're coming to your store to buy your products. Let's not shop at their establishment anymore." What you guys feel
mm,
about that?
oof. Um, I feel like there's a good and bad. I'll just speak on BLM first. I feel like there's a good and a bad about it. I feel like you can do five good things for something and to boost, you know, the way somebody sees you, but it takes one thing to take 10 steps back. And I
Yeah,
feel
makes
like
sense. Makes sense. Yeah.
With
it is
with with good, there's no evil, and with evil, there's no good.
right. And so it's like, unfortunately, in some cases, it's like everybody, it's stupid because I can go out and punch somebody in the face and be like, BLM, BLM, Black Lives Matter, blah, blah, blah. And it's doing more harm than good because I'm only showing you, based off of this is why I reacted to this. This group is in the back of my mind, and I'm doing it in the name, in the name of, and I feel like, that's a little blasphemous. And then,
Hmm.
for DEI, this may ruffle some feathers, but I do feel like I I don't agree with it 100%. I don't feel like a company should have to hire somebody based off of there being, a color of your skin. I feel like
Right.
everything, should be on the merit of your character and how well you do a job. Like,
Hmm.
that's just my personal opinion. Like, I don't want a company to hire me just because they're trying to hit a quota of race and, and diversity in their company. Like, I want you to hire me because I can do the job the best out of what you
Hmm.
have. You know, that's just how I feel. What about y'all?
Um. Well, for the BLM movement, I mean, I think it's a great movement, of course.
Right.
But I was always see the rioting during 2020. I'm like, this is how this isn't how we protest. We protest with peaceful protest. That's what MLK preached. Peaceful protest. I mean, it worked. It worked. He went to Washington. He preached it, and it worked. Why are we rioting? Why are we stealing stuff? You're just showing them more bad than good. and DEI, I don't agree with that. Like, you should be hired up for a job because you're qualified and you could do it the best. It shouldn't be because your race. It should just be you're able to do the job. That's just me.
I man, I think what you said was great. First of all, with
Right.
the Black Lives Matter movement, I just feel like we need to, me said earlier, come together and be peaceful at protesting. One of the things that I saw on TikTok was this white guy had said something about how look the comparison when someone died that was not of color, there was no rioting. But when if it was one of our people died, got shot like that, everybody's rioting is up. Or I just think that nobody knows what to do with the situation, and it looks very sketchy. And that's all I'll say with that, and how the world is and how the government is run. When it comes to DEI, listen, all of us are very educated black men on this call. So at the end of the day, if we're qualified to do the job, we should be able to be hired for what we do. Also, we also have different lanes where sometimes we're not called to get hired by a job, but to make our own business, create our own lane, for success, especially as an African American black man in the world.
Facts.
Mm.
At what point did y'all really just be like, damn, this shit is hard to be a black man? Like, at what point did y'all really be like you just woke up and like, it's a difference when you hear people talk about it, all your life, especially having grandparents that were, coming out of segregation and stuff like that. Like, and they tell us all these stories and stuff, and it breaks your spirit because it's like you don't understand why or how that can be something. But then, like, when it really happens to you, then it's wow, like, being black actually is really a hard thing to do. Like, at what point did that happen to y'all?
For me, I would say high school. That's when it, like, not to be graphic, that's when shit really hit the fan.
Oh God.
Damn.
I was like, damn, this shit pretty hard. I'm like, could never see, how the older generations, got through with that. And my question is, see how, since you guys are older, how did you guys deal with that? And how do you guys? When did you realize?
Um,
Go
I
ahead, Mish. What you think?
realized. I mean, I went to private school, so I went to private school, and I will be honest. For like the first, like, I didn't see color growing up. Like, realistically, I didn't really see. There was like, I just see you as a person.
Right.
Mm.
Uh, it really wasn't until I left private school that I really understood like racism and people kind of like treating you differently because you're black, and like the word nigga, like how much that has power. And then
Major
thinking
power.
back to it, like, how much I was treated a little bit differently because when I was at private school, I was the only black kid in the school for probably like 4 or 5 years before another black kid came, and there was only like two black kids in the school, and then like a year after, there was like four black kids. Like, it wasn't a lot, but there was. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And you kind of didn't really understand, you know, like, but it was, some people are a little prejudiced, but I definitely heard that good old saying, "Oh, you're one of the good blacks," or "You're one of the good ones."
Oh wow.
That's the most heinously hateful thing a white person could say. Like one of those sneaky, like, like bless your soul type of things. Like, is a white person saying, "Oh, you're one of the good ones." Like, that
Right.
is terrible.
Well, shouts out to mom and dad for teaching us the way on how to just love everybody and don't see color, and just to really
Thanks.
love on everybody no matter what color or creed they are. Shout outs to mom and dad. Shout outs to y'all, man. For real, we appreciate that.
Mm-hmm.
Because we're over here, we successful over here. So, and we always
me.
talk to love on people no matter what the color they are and who they are.
Shouts out to them.
But I just think that, yeah, for real, shout outs to them. I just think that, I mean, for me, I mean, when I realize it, I mean, I think we always realize it. I think we get up every day to try to be the best version of ourselves. But I would say high school, middle school,
Mm-hmm.
we always had mixed friends. I've had Jewish friends, black friends, Spanish friends, white friends. So, like to Misha's point, we didn't see color. We was always we all saw a person for who they really are as a person and not the color of their skin. And we had all different friends. I mean, quick story time. I had a friend that was Jewish, and I actually went to his bar mitzvah, and it was just so dope to see because we were all different race backgrounds and everything coming together to celebrate him as becoming a man in the Jewish community. So it was so different to see because we didn't see color. We just saw as we loved on each other for, who we were and not the color of our skin, if that makes sense.
Mm.
I mean, I
I think
definitely.
that's just, yeah, I think that's just, it's just crazy to see how, I think once middle school, high school, you start to get black jokes and things like that. That's what I really noticed. So, like I said, to your point, but
Thanks.
man, it's crazy out here in the streets, man. It's crazy out
I'm
here in the
telling you.
streets.
Oh man.
So I feel like that's a good thing. I feel like we really talked that out, and I feel like we about to hit our favorite topic.
Dude.
I feel like it's about that time. We
Yo, it's
doing
about
this
that time.
solemn
Let's
stuff.
go.
Oh,
We
man.
we about to drop it. You gonna come on. We about to drop it, son. We about to talk about little women. You know what I'm saying? You're talking about love, dating, marriage, and madness, son.
The
So
women.
shoot, we're gonna talk about that. We're talking about the evolution of relationships, gender roles, black love. You know what I'm talking about? That good old stuff. That good gushy stuff.
Man,
So shoot.
listen.
We gonna pick it
Sure,
off.
man.
We gonna start from the top. We gonna look at it like this: the dating expectations from then to now. We gonna start with you, Chris, and we gonna work through the generations on this one. So let's go ahead. You kick it off for me.
Man, well, you talk about dating expectations. I ain't the best person on relationship advice, but I do know one thing. Women are the greatest. What should I say? Nah, let me scratch that.
Freaky ass nigga.
I think as black men, the way we approach women is so important. It's so important how we treat these women, how we court them, how we date them. But women are some interesting creatures, if I should say. What y'all think? What's y'all take on this? This is an interesting topic right here. What y'all think?
Ooh. Good golly gosh. I mean, that being said, I feel like the expectations from then and now is definitely like, seeing grandparents when they be in relationships for 30, 40, 50 years, man. And I ain't gonna lie. Shout out to baby. Shout out to auntie. Sometimes we be
Shout
going
out to
through
you,
it.
Auntie.
Yeah, shout out to auntie, a little fine ass. You know what I'm talking about? So
Yeah.
I'm coming at it. I'm in a little relationship. This probably gonna be wifey one day. Ain't no problem. It's better be wifey. So I'm looking at like courtship and DMs and stuff, man. Like, seeing that, the fact that grandparents, they was together for 30, 40, 50 years, like I said, is to now it's so hard to even date because people like to just cheat, man. When I tell you people cheat like it's a hobby, like, I was at work talking to a person, And they were like low key trying to flame me because he's like, yo, you won't cheat on your girl. Like he said it as in like it was so normal for you. Like the fact that like you cheat, like cheating culture is a thing. Like he's like, man, you how you gonna cheat on your girl? You a weirdo? You a square? And I'm just like, bro.
What did he say?
Like, yo, are you dead ass right now? Like, how do you tell me it's okay to cheat? Like, you know,
We're not serious. Bye.
yeah. Like I don't even feel like that's respect. That's so much. It's so disrespectful to yourself. But yo, that's
crazy.
mad damaging and disrespectful to a woman. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yo,
That shit is
that nigga's
crazy.
an evil doer.
I'm trying to tell you. So, like, Jay, how do you feel about that? Like, you feel like it's like, you know, coming from a young generation, you know, I meant like when we were younger, you know, we was pulling on everybody. You know, you try to get with everybody. You try to have a long list of people you trying to mess with, this, that, and the third. And then, you know, eventually you pick one, you know, you be with them for a little bit. You know, how do you feel about all that?
Going back to what you said, it has changed over the years. Now people want a checklist. Now people just cheat for fun. Domestic violence on both sides. I think it's crazy. Personally, in my opinion, I've heard some stories from some friends. Not gonna get into it. It definitely has changed. But I mean, what do I know? You know what I mean?
Hey, well, look at how our grandparents grew up. How you was courting a woman. Hey, you would ask her, you know, to go out. It was respectful. You opened up the door. You know, it was just you pay for the meal or you pay for the date. Um, you would ask, you know, the hand in marriage when it got to that point. You know, it was just the typical how you supposed to date. Now you got dating sites. You know, you got Facebook
Facebook
dating. You got all these different websites, christianmingle.com. It's completely different. You
Farmers
running
meat.
into somebody DM. It's crazy, man. Like, man, take your time is what I say to the youngest. Take your time. Ain't no rush. You know, you take your time, get to know that person, because you might turn up missing if you don't get to know who you dating. Just saying.
Me. And if she got an Adam's apple, it's a dude. Point blank. Period. If she got a strong neck, it's a man. See,
That means you gotta.
Oh me. Do y'all feel like marriage is a trap? Like, or like, you know, is that the goal of y'all's? Like, do y'all feel like y'all, you know, whatever, or like, you just, is it a blessing, it's a curse? Like, what do y'all?
I believe you have to meet the right person. Like sometimes it could be a trap, sometimes it's not. But you know, when you meet the right person, yeah, it's gonna be a blessing. Of course, you're gonna spend the rest of your life with that person, unless something happens. But yeah.
No?
Good answer, man. Good answer. Mish, what about you? What you think? What about marriage? The goal,
Ooh,
a trap, or a blessing? What you think?
I think it's crazy that we love somebody so much to the point we want to get the government involved, but like that's crazy to me. Like like yeah, I want to do the whole marriage thing. I just like damn. The only thing I hate about the fact of marriage is, and I really everybody knows me who knows like anybody who knows me knows that for the longest time I always said I didn't believe in marriage. Like I'm still on the fence. Like I believe in being with somebody for like forever. Like, you know, like eventually you just settle down, like this is my person, you know. But at the same time, marriage is really a piece of paper that says that you're gonna stay with this person. And it also is like a decree or declaration that if y'all split up or anything, it's gonna be a little BSy. You know what I'm saying? I don't 100% agree with that.
Yeah.
'Cause,
Somebody
you know,
asked me that question. I'm ready to be transparent. We about to get down and dirty on this one right here.
on me. Go ahead.
Somebody asked me that question right now.
Gotta go Super Saiyan God.
You said somebody asked you it?
Yeah, somebody asked me that question. I get
If
my
you gonna
little
just
two
start
cents in real
answering
quick.
it, this man just start asking me the question. like my
Wait,
man,
wait,
like
question
like
mark?
when you about to take a shot, you about to shoot a basketball, and you like somebody don't throw that shot back, you got throw it right, you gotta keep throwing it back to them to get your groove in. And man, if you don't answer this damn question,
Man, listen, I couldn't wait to ask this question right here. Listen, I had a marriage before, it didn't fail. I know why I went wrong, but when I'm willing to marry again, absolutely.
That's what I'm talking about.
Is some of these relationships traps? Absolutely. I won't go into it.
If it don't work,
Maybe at a
try
later
again,
time.
man.
Hey, that's true too. I won't go into the trap. But like I said, I'm willing to love again, willing to go take that long stroll down the aisle with the right person.
What was
When the
that?
right person is, it's gonna be a blessing.
Oh me.
God himself gotta come down
Today,
and tell me.
Junior.
God himself gotta tell me that this
Oh,
is gonna
me.
be the right woman for the rest of my life.
Oh me.
Hey, we all make mistakes. So give me a little background on myself. You know, I've had marriage before. It didn't work out, unfortunately, but I have two beautiful kids by this person, and you know, to be honest with you, spiritually speaking, you know, the marriage fell because of both of us. It wasn't just a one-sided thing. You know, she had her reasons, I had mine. I feel like as a believer in Christ, you know, I wasn't the proper head of the household. Now, I was there financially, but spiritually, I was supposed to be leading our family in the right direction. And that's one of the reasons why I feel like my marriage failed. However, with therapy and time, I'm in a new place. So I can definitely say that when that right person comes, I can correct the wrongs that I had past and make them right so I don't go down that lane again. So I tell all the young guys out here, take your time, seek God in everything that you do, especially when it comes down to her. Make it right. And hey, you'll find a good thing. You know what I mean? You'll obtain a favor from the Lord when it's the right one, and it will be fulfilled. You know, and I just think that people don't gotta rush a relationship. Don't have to rush it. You know, you take your time to get to know them, court the woman the right way, as the queen should be. You know, as the queen should be treated.
And beat her back.
Hey, get down and get down with the get down, yo. You know what I mean? Hey, that's what I think right there.
Oh man, definitely feel you on that, man. Y'all feel like each generation was kind of like taught to treat women a little differently, like based on the times, or like y'all feel like it's kind of all still relevant?
I believe it's all the same.
Still believe it's all the same, Chris? Ain't done.
I think it's a little different because, like I said, back then our grandparents, our parents dated differently than we did. You know, now it's more acceptable. Back in the day, it was like that more wholesome relationship. You know, you court the woman, you open up the door, you pay for the meal, all this other stuff. You get to ask the parents inherit so then today, you ask her hand in marriage with her parents. Nowadays, it's a little bit, it's a little ratchet. It's a little ratchet. Not a little, it's a lot. It's crazy out here. Crazy out here in these streets. I forbid you get to know the person first. Know what she about, do her background check, all of that. Hey, women, do the same thing with the men. Get that background check, make sure they are who they say they are. And then you go from there.
Like what the Joker said, we live in a society, Batman.
Low key though, now correct me if I'm wrong. Low key, grandparents and stuff like that. Like whole time, a lot of people's grandfathers were like low key hoes, man. Like nobody want to say it.
Big
I
hoes.
say it. They was big hoes, but since he was,
what I've heard,
providing for the children, You know, they had a brand new station wagon in the yard, house paid for. Like most women back then really weren't like worried about it. They were like, well, shit, like, you know, as long as he come home at the end of the night, you know, that's like that song where it's like, you know, Papa was a Rolling Stone. Anywhere he laid his hat was his home. Like that shit
Shit.
is like quite like literally like real. Like that's how most people were, you know, acting back then.
Hey, so I gotta ask this question: is it really the same or is it different? Because it's
So
just a
different,
new
man.
way of doing different things. It's just the model might be the same. It's just the way you go about it is more sneakier. You know, you might try to have a little sneaky link, something on the side piece, whatever else you want to say. But I think it's the same thing. It's just people getting smarter and technology. You can do whatever you want to do.
Right. Do y'all feel like it's worth it to have a sneaky link on the side?
Hey, don't give me the
Oh.
line on here. Listen,
Yeah.
that's like nah. Listen,
But
as a man, sure you should be a one woman man. That's what it should be. Like Dave Hollister said, you
I
gotta
mean,
have that one right one.
don't be
You
one
gotta
of
have that
them
right one.
people from Myrtle Beach be sleeping around, fucking weirdos.
Man, I took
Not
Atlanta.
Myrtle
Them
Beach.
them people over there, they got STDs out the woo wop.
Oh,
Like they
me,
got STDs so often that it's kind of you kind of an outsider or an outcast if you don't got it.
it's like a Pokemon trader guy.
On me,
Oh wow. Oh
personally,
wow.
if I'm single, like now, I granted, I did go do a little whole thing. I ain't gonna lie. You know what I'm saying? I did go do a little whole thing. You know, but you know, I did
Tell
go
the
do the
truth,
whole
shame the
thing.
devil, my boy.
I went to the whole thing. Do
You was
I
doing work
like?
back then, my boy.
Do I recently? But do, do I feel like I missed out? Like I definitely like in the midst of me, you know, experiencing other people's lives and beds. I definitely feel like
It's
maybe I probably
crazy.
could have missed out. Probably missed out on a couple good women, but you know they weren't the women for me. Like you know what's for you is it's meant for you. It'll be there, and what's not meant for you is not gonna be there. And all this
Preach.
relationship stuff is hard all the way around. Like it quite literally is hard. Like if people think just because you're in a relationship, like just because it's perfect now, don't mean it's always gonna be perfect.
Pretty
Like
much.
I don't think people really realize that. Like just because it's everything is great, we're in honeymoon phases, man. Like eventually something is brash is gonna happen, and to the point where y'all like shit. I don't even like this motherfucker no more. You know what I'm saying?
He
Like
pissed me off.
right, and that junk is real. Like people don't have that type of understanding where they really realize like everything is perfect. Y'all move in together and then y'all don't like each other. Like you know what I'm saying? Like something. Like I personally like get through. I want to get through everything I got to get through now. Like some crazy like just bickering back and forth, some stupid stuff and misunderstanding. I want to get through all that now because I don't want to be down the road where we, and we going through some and then we're yelling and fussing and I don't want to be in no domestic dispute. You know what I'm saying? I don't want none of that.
Agreed.
So that's how I feel. What about you, Jay?
Hey, while we on that same topic,
Mm,
I'm gonna ask this important question.
mm.
What is your ideal of a woman? What do y'all want in a woman? From the way she looks to the morals, value, characteristics, all of that. Name your woman that you want.
Ooh, all right, I'll let Jay hit it off. Hit it off. Oh, you hit it off. Young school, new school.
Yeah,
Do work, my boy.
For me, honestly, to be loyal and if she could cook, I can't cook. If someone else can do it, yeah,
Gotta learn how to cook, boy.
Jay
yeah,
don't
I
know how to
do.
cook.
Hey,
Jay
bro,
don't know how to cook.
give me some ramen, I'll be alright.
Oh, this man is crazy.
Nah, but
You got a source.
for me, honestly, I'm not picky. But if I had to choose, I love them Asian women's God. I don't know
Yo,
what
Jay
it
is
is, man.
crazy.
I
He
I
gonna
ain't
be at
saying
the
nothing
massage
mad
parlor
crazy.
today.
I'm just saying, bro. Like I have my preference. You all have a preference. I just have a bigger or smaller preference than yeah. That's just me.
Meech,
Jay
what
hurt
about you? Even though you taken, man, by auntie, what we can't even ask you that, bro.
you.
What
Actually, yeah,
is the
you
best
can't.
qualities of auntie? What is the best qualities of aunties that you
I'm gonna
love,
talk
that you
about
like?
auntie.
Auntie, shout out to you.
I'm gonna
Shout out
clip
to
this. I'm
you.
gonna
That's
clip this
right.
and send it to him. Like, listen, at 121, go back and watch the video because But to be real with y'all, like, to really be real, like, all
Let me
jokes
be
aside,
clear.
let me go ahead. Let me put down my soundboard so I don't get tempted. Because I just feel like Auntie is the best thing that. Nah, but all jokes aside, I like Auntie. Me and Auntie been like we was probably on and off for like 3 years, man. Like I ain't gonna lie, I read from this woman for like 3 times. Like this is my third time being back with Auntie, man. Like, the first time we were with each other, we were just toxic, man. Second time, I had too much stuff mentally going on, and I didn't know how to navigate my own self personally. And so I didn't really know how to treat her and go through what I was going through, even though she was there. Like, she was always there for me. And then this time, my adopted niece played the old okey doke on us, like, parent trapped us for her graduation. And we talked, we talked, and like, we ended up just falling back in love, man. Like, what's meant for you will be for you. And when I tell you, like, she's probably the most like gentle human being. Like, don't get it messed up. Like, she a little dragon too. Like, she's just a little sensitive dragon. But she's a sweetheart, and she really like cares for me. She takes care of me. Make sure I'm good. She's my better half. Like, you know what I'm saying? And it's crazy to
Shout
even
out to
say
you,
that
auntie.
because, yeah, shout out to Auntie because boy, I know
I-
I'm not an easy person to deal with, but for
Is there
somebody to
is there
deal
a
with me
marriage
and
coming
choose me,
soon? Is there a proposal? What's up?
Tell me.
ooh, I feel like maybe in the next couple of years, next year, so yeah, yeah. Yeah,
Yo, yo, you out of sorts, my boy. Yo, but do work though. Do work though, man. Like, hey,
Maybach music.
yo,
You
yeah,
doing
maybe
shit? I'll
the
be
next
here
year
for
or
the
so.
ride.
Maybe next year or so. Real, to be honest with you, I want to 100% be in a headspace and a thought process where it's conducive for a relationship. I don't want to bring somebody into my 100% my life if I can't be able to be mentally, emotionally, and physically right for them. You know what I'm saying?
right.
So I have a lot of work before I can honestly pop that question. And until then, we gotta work. We got work to do. So
Hey
shout out to
man, that's
Auntie. I
real
love
shit,
you,
bro.
babe.
That's real shit, bro. Like,
Oh no.
that's crazy. Well, speaking of that, man, what's up with social media and dating apps? What y'all feel about that? Are y'all dating? Are y'all on these dating apps? Or how does social media and dating play a big role in y'all lives right now? Where are y'all at with dating? Well, besides me, I can only speak for myself and Jay. But
Hmm. I'll speak on it.
how
Sure.
does dating apps and social media play a part?
Go ahead, Jay. I'll let you hit this off.
I'd say it's easier, man. I mean, like, no, of course I try to shoot my shot in public. Like, I'm not like the dude who hides behind the phone the entire time. I do go outside, but I feel like it's easier and like even if you're trying to do long distance, definitely easier. I would say social media definitely goes hand in hand with it, but not so much. I can't really explain it, but that's my take for right now.
Good stuff, man. Man, listen. With social media and dating apps, there's so many options. So many
Too
options.
many
You
options.
can get whatever you want on these apps. But if she is the right one, that's the question. You know what I'm saying? So it's you can pick for what you like. Everybody has their types of what they like, and thick, skinny, big bone, whatever. There's so many beautiful options out here. You just want to make sure that she's right for you. And that hey, this is what God wants, and this is the one. That's the most important thing. So it definitely plays a bigger part. And also, you can meet anybody on here. You can. It's accessible, so you can DM them. You can slide in a DM, whatever. You can call them, text them, all of that stuff.
Let me just
As
in your
as years
D.
ago, you couldn't do that. You
Right.
couldn't do it. It's completely different. So
Yeah. Cause.
there's many variety and choices of what you want out here.
Mm-hmm. I like my woman thick, man.
Yo, I got a question. I got a funny question for y'all.
Yeah, for sure.
What's up?
What is the craziest thing y'all ever did for a woman?
I drove
Meet you gotta
6
go
hours to
first.
be with. I drove 6 hours to be with somebody I ain't want to be with.
Be
Wait,
bomb dog.
what?
All right, bet.
Okay.
Story time.
Story time. Let's go. Let's go.
All right. Story time. Story time. Story time. Story time.
Wait, did
Oh
you just say
shit.
that you drove 6 hours?
6 hours, dog,
Bro,
from
Right.
you had
Jersey
gotten some
to
too.
mother effing Ohio.
I might have to slap you for that, bro. Ain't no way.
So I remember. All right, man. So I was doing a little. Mind you, I've been big on social media for a long time. And there was an app that used to be on where it was like social media, like you were streaming. Like I used to stream back in the day, Chris. You probably remember.
I do remember this.
Yep. And, so I was pretty big on this app. So you know, so
Was it Vine?
no. I ain't gonna even get an app. I ain't gonna even get the app right now because I don't want nobody to find me on there. That was a different life.
Right.
So I was talking to the girl who, but I'm sorry, no disrespect. The girl ugly as fuck. So I'm just gonna put that out there.
Oh
So,
damn.
so call a
Damn.
spade. We'll call a spade a spade. I
I
don't know
wasn't
what
even
I was
expecting
doing.
that just now, bro. You out of
Personality
sorts.
fire though, but the girl to me in
Shit.
person was no. So I remember I was driving. So to get to Ohio, you have to drive up through Pennsylvania and over. So mind you, I was on social media. Keep that in mind. I was talking to this
Keeping it
girl
in mind.
and she was like, you should come see me for my birthday. So I was like, I'm gonna come see. Mind you, I don't even think I barely had my license at this point for like a month. I barely had it for a month. And I was gonna
Damn.
drive. My pops he let me borrow his car to go do.
Oh, not Big
Mind
Red.
you, no. He had I had Big Red at that time. He had a little Ford, I don't know, Edge or whatever.
Yeah.
Oh, I remember
And
that.
so I remember I had to lie to mom and dad about where I was going.
Good.
So I had told this other girl who lived in Pennsylvania, which I had to go through Pennsylvania. Like I said, catch up like mustard. I had to go through Pennsylvania to get to this. So I told mom I was going and mom and dad that I was going to be at that location. Meanwhile, I had to drive an extra 2 hours past that to get to this one. So I'm driving, or out of the blue, like I hit the girl up who I'm supposed to be at, who I'm not supposed to be at, but her location I'm supposed to be at. I was like, hey, I'm about to pass through, because at this point I'm starting to drive, and it's like 7 hours, and I'm like, maybe I should just go to this girl instead of going to Ohio to see this other girl.
Mm.
Damn.
And right, and
Whoopsie.
right. So I'm like, damn. Like, I hit her up and whatever. She's like, I don't understand why you. I said, I'm on the road. I'm like 45 minutes away. I want me to come see you or not? She's like, no, because, 'cause I asked her for the address first, like a dumbass. I should have just said, I'm about to pull up on you. You know what I'm saying? But I ended up going to Ohio, and I was there for like 2 days. And I was just like, bro, what the fuck am I doing? So I didn't even hit. So I don't want y'all to be like, oh, y'all hit. No, I didn't even want to hit this girl. That's so I drove 6 hours for no reason. Let that be a lesson to you.
Damn, bro.
Don't do that. Don't do that again.
Don't ever do it again. I forbid you, my boy. That's crazy.
Hey, what about you? What's the craziest thing you did for a woman?
Wait, you asking me or asking Jay?
Either one.
You go first.
Craziest thing that I ever bought for a woman was a dog. And here's why. Because I actually wanted a dog. I actually wanted the particular dog that I gave her. The woman still got the dog. You know.
She wanted her ass. God.
Yeah, hold the dog by her ass real quick. She ain't shit. But anyway.
Yeah.
I should go confiscate the dog right now.
Oh wow,
taking a small claims court right now for that dog. It's like, nah, I think it was the craziest thing. You know why? I also think because, you know, I thought it was gonna work. I thought it was gonna have a future, you know. Y'all know how it is. Y'all get these like little, you know, dreams and fantasies like it's gonna work. We're gonna have a house with the white picket fence.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the dog, the animals, the kids, and everything like that. And then shit, it don't work, which is okay. You know, you live and you learn. But yeah, I think that's the craziest thing. I still want that dog. I might come get it. If you hear me, I might come get that dog.
Hey, side note,
give up Lulu right now.
I'm coming to get Mimi and Milo from so and so. You know who you are. I'm finna come get my dogs back. You don't deserve them dogs. You ain't shit.
You better give them the dog.
I ain't with cheater on top of that. You better be treating them dogs right, or I'm gonna take my truck, hook it up to your back door, and pull your motherfucking screen out.
Damn. Well, you might have to do that because the daughter take care of the dog, not her. So damn.
I think the fuck not, you trick ass bitch.
So hey, if you hear this,
we coming for you. We coming for you. So Jake, go ahead, man.
Get that dog.
Go ahead and hit us with the joint.
What's the craziest thing you ever done for a woman?
Crazy.
I haven't done something mad crazy, but I would say the craziest thing I've done was try to change my personality for a girl. I was like, damn.
Ooh.
Damn.
Okay.
Damn.
I'm like, damn, what the fuck am I doing, bro? I need to lock in. Hey. I was like, nah, you ain't for me, so I just went on with my life. It's like, damn. Can't do that.
Expound on that. How did you try to change? I want to know, how did that work out? What did you do to kind of change to make it seem like you were somebody totally different for her?
Try to seem I was someone I wasn't. I'd made up stuff. I was trying to act mad different for no reason. Like I'm be honest, I'm a geeky dude that like comics. I'm a huge gamer. So I was like, I tried to be this macho man. I was like, damn. And then I realized way late into it, I was like, damn, what am I doing? Like, doing this all for no reason, bro.
Jay, I definitely commend you on that, man, for being honest. Being end up. Nowadays, everybody not themselves. They want to be what they see on social media. When they're not like that, be yourself, and that'll go a long way. So shout outs to you, my boy.
Oh, me, man.
Do work, man. I got another question for you guys.
Thanks.
I know we gotta wrap it up, but listen, do you got any regrets when dating certain women?
So I'll go ahead and take this one away. I'll take this one away. I don't think I regret anything personally. Like, I don't really regret the love I gave or anything, because it really take a strong man and a strong individual to go out and continue to love, even despite being hurt. You know what I'm saying?
Right, for sure.
You also got to realize, as men, we do hurt people because we're also hurt people. I'm gonna say that again. We will hurt women because we are hurt, and that doesn't. You gotta make sure you heal, because a lot of people just think just because or we break up. I spend some time, and then I just, I'm back in the saddle again. You know what I'm saying? Nah, sometimes you gotta take that moment to really like go through it. Feel that pain. And I remember like I had a breakup, and it took me months to like really just start feeling like myself again. You know what I'm saying? Like you really had to kind of live with that. And then like, the more and more time that you kind of spent kind of facing everything that went on, like then you kind of start realizing, oh man, like, well, this person was doing this whole time and I didn't like that. And then you start to realize, man, you know what? I was compromising on my morals, or I was compromising on what I wanted. And you know what I'm saying? Like I was really missing out on everything I had going on, or they didn't really get the true, authentic me because I was so
Right.
busy trying to be something for them that I really wasn't. So like Jay said. So that being said, yo, be yourself. Don't ever compromise
Big facts.
who you are or what your standards may be. Just be you. If you a weird geeky dude, like Jay said, be that weird geeky dude. I'm trying to tell you, that weird geeky shit will be somebody's, oh my god, this man is so nerdy, I love it. You know what I'm saying? Like
Right.
that will be something to somebody. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes you gotta play the game of the world. Like you might have to go through some individuals, and they might teach you some things, and you might have to endure some problems, and you might have to be in that shit for a little bit. But listen, just let it be. Keep going. Have the courage to keep going out there and loving, man. That's it.
Love it, bro. I love it, and that's crazy that you had, because I asked you once world and women today, man. But you already had just summed that up, man. Jay, what you think? What's your final thoughts of and what we talked about today, man? We talking about what we want, what everybody else wants, how the world is, what we want the world to see, and about these women out here today, bro. What you think, man? What's up? What's your final thoughts?
Well, my final thoughts I definitely have learned from what you guys were talking about in the past. I think our conversation was great today. From the three W's, I always like to say the ones, world, and women. Definitely a great talk about what's going on today, what in the past. Yeah, that's really it.
That's good to hear, man. Right there, like, hey, what I take away, be your authentic self, being true to who you are, being honest about your shortcomings, because we all can fix that. We all can be who God has called us to be, but we got to take our time with it. We got to walk with Him day by day, and to be who we are for what's going on, what we want, what's going on in the world, especially for these ladies out here, man. So, yo, what's the next episode? What should we give them a little taste of what's going to happen next episode?
I don't know. I think they just got to tune in, man. I think they just got to tune in.
On the next episode of the Evil Doers.
On the Evil Doers podcast, man. First episode, a pilot. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, let's
go. I
think
they keep it a little hush hush. I might throw a little something in there, I might throw a little something in there.
Might give you a little teaser during the week.
I don't know.
Maybe a little teaser.
We might, I don't know. We might just have to keep this a little private. You might have to come back, y'all. Y'all need to come back and see us. Y'all need to come back and see us.
Hey, bro, you know what they also can do, man? They can subscribe. They can follow us. They can rate us how we did our first little pilot on our podcast.
We gonna come beat your ass.
Word up. Or you can.
I hear you listening, Will Timmy, to this podcast. I know where you live.
Or they can drop a comment, right? They can drop a comment or what they want to hear, what they want to talk about. And hey, maybe we're going to have guests on the show. Maybe we'll have some call-ins or something. Yo, you just never know on the Evil Doers podcast. So, y'all got any final thoughts before we wrap it up?
Man, we talk about comic books, guy. We could do that.
Listen, I got one thing to say. I love y'all. Love y'all.
Love you too, my boy.
Yeah, I love y'all. This is the first, like I said, this first episode. I was nervous, but I guess like the more the episode went on, the more comfortable we kind of got with just being just trying to talk. We game and stuff all the time, but like, now we really talking about something that genuinely, matters. And like, we're having topics to discuss. So, I just want to say thank y'all for taking the time out of y'all schedule to be able to, get with me and be able to make the Evil Doers podcast pilot episode. I hear it, boy, that's just crazy, man. So, hey.
Yo, let's go.
Can we find y'all at? Like, Jay, where can we find you at? Like,
took the words out my mouth. Where can we find you at, my boy?
Right. Come on, Jay.
Find me on Twitch, The Dawn Live. I also have a TikTok where I post my edits on absolutely destroying shitters on Call of Duty or Siege. You can find me there.
Yeah, Jay's
my
crazy.
man doing work all day, every day. Hey, listen, this is C-Dub. Y'all can find me on Instagram. Rosser, ROSSER _ C35. I also have my video on YouTube. I'm not going to plug it just yet, but we got more tuned in. Reese, where can they find you at, bro? What big things you doing besides me and Jay? We doing some big things over here. Where's your stuff at, bro?
All right, listen. If y'all want to catch me on Snapchat, Spooky Meech, you dig? If y'all want to catch me on Twitch, TikTok, YouTube, it's going to be OG Spooky Meech. You know what I'm saying? The Don Dada. And like I said, make sure y'all follow them. Hit they socials, plug in with our socials. Come watch our live stream. That's where we can really, go off the wall, off the chain. You know what I'm saying? We can really go off the chain. Man, if y'all like this, if this first podcast goes, and, I put this on social media and y'all really messing with it, hey, I'm gonna put this junk on Spotify and places like Apple Music, and maybe we can keep going from there. You know what I'm saying?
SoundCloud,
if you like it and you love it, hey, find us on there. That's all I gotta say, man. I appreciate it.
Listen. Also, there's big things coming. Jay, Me's got big things coming on their stream. Follow them, man. Follow Spooka Media Company. It's just gonna be a big deal. We doing big things. We got multiple businesses, things like that that's coming. We trying to do it big as Kings over here. So y'all tune in. Just y'all tune in, man. Y'all hit us up, DM us. Let us know what topics y'all want to discuss, what y'all want to talk. What y'all want to talk about? We can talk about anything. Again, we might have guests on here. We might have call-ins. Hey, just gonna have to tune into the Evil Doers.
The Evil Doers.
Next episode of Dragon Ball Z.
Hey. Like I said, like they say, appreciate y'all for watching, tuning in. Even if you didn't like it, you hate it, leave a comment. Tell me, hey, F that podcast. I don't care.
Right.
Hey, but if you love it and you want to be a part of it, hey, don't forget also, I meant to say this. Man, come check out the Discord. The Discord. The Evil Doers Lounge. We got some people in here. You can become an evil doer yourself. And, eventually, hey, we rock with you. You never know.
But you gotta come correct first before you do it. You gotta come correct.
Read them rules and get, hey, we're not doing no racism. We're not doing none of that stuff. So please, plug in, get yourself right, and hold on. I don't want to tell her, hey, everybody come close. Come close.
Yeah, what's up?
Evil Doers merch coming soon.
Let's go.
Hey.
Tune in to the next episode, gang.
Hey. We out of here.
On me. And remember, we're all up.
Rich
millionaire.
Evil Doers.
After hours.